Hello, everybody. After several technical difficulties, we are now live on everything. Welcome to
Welcome to the
another episode
Gauntlet.
of the Gauntlet, your place for the NFL, part of the Sideline Sports Network. Your place for the NFL and every sport, really, and so much more. I'm with Jay Nelson and Dom DeRubius, still waiting to hear from JJ. Maybe he will join us later on the show. But what's going on, guys? How we doing tonight?
Pretty good, man. This damn thing was aggravating me for a second. I finally got it working, but yeah, I actually got the playing tournament going on TV. The HTD game, and Chicago's actually down
13.
11 right now to Miami, so that's a shock. But I mean, after Kobe White's 42-point explosion the other night, but hey, it looks like the Heat still got a little something left in them.
Chicago couldn't throw couldn't throw sand in the ocean until about 5 minutes ago.
Well, all I'm going to say for the Heat is they had a big lead versus the 76ers and they choked. So, if you want to show respect to one of the play-in teams, it's the 76ers. Excited for the series against the Knicks. But, we don't talk much about the NBA here unless it's for Sports Moron. Let's just get into the big stuff tonight. So, I want to ask you guys this question to start the rapid fire segment.
All right.
Which team that finished last in their division do you think has the best chance to go to first? Worst to first.
Worst to first. Oh, man. I would... go ahead, Dom.
Worst to first. Who finished last in the AFC North? What the fuck is going on with my
Bengals.
That's a good pick. That's a good pick.
I'm going Bengals.
Okay. Not a bad pick. Not a bad pick.
Same here. I would say Bengals. This division had everyone finish above 500 last year. They lost Joe Burrow, and Jake Browning almost got them a wild card slot. With the return of Joe Burrow next year, and as long as they can stay competitive and they can catch the Ravens sleeping twice, at least, yeah, I'd say the Bengals have the best shot.
Okay, I'm going to say the Bengals are probably the easiest pick. But I'm also going to put the Chargers in the conversation. Jim Harbaugh coming over there. Getting past Chiefs is very daunting. But I expect this team to be much, much better this coming season for sure. Okay.
Chargers is a solid pick as well.
Yeah. And next, who do you guys think, any quarterback that's not won an MVP so far, will have the best chance to win their first this season?
Jared Goff. No, I'm just kidding. But maybe.
It's a good question.
That is a good question.
I think there's a lot of guys that could.
Based upon your Chargers love, all of a sudden, I would say Justin Herbert is the candidate. He puts up the stats every year. Sometimes he puts up the wins. I think if he has a great season and they finish first in the division, he's got a real shot. Super talented.
Okay. I'm not going to go against that pick. Definitely wasn't one of the first ones on my mind. I'm gonna put CJ Stroud in the conversation. With all the moves that the Texans made, other than the Chiefs, the Texans are looked at as one of the teams that could really dethrone the Chiefs, and CJ was really good last year. If he has a great season, I think he could be in the conversation too.
I was actually going to go Chargers, and if not Chargers, Texans. So I guess I'll do it part three. I'll throw Jalen Hurts in there as well, with the addition of Saquon Barkley and still keeping that same receiver core. And if the Eagles can get out to another 10-1 or 11-0 or even 9-2 start and just keep steamrolling and don't stumble, yeah, I can see Jalen Hurts winning it as well. Jalen Hurts went already a half a season to most of a season as like the lead guy anyway. So who's to say he can't finish the whole season?
Well,
And
he finished second 2 years ago.
yeah, there you go. So who's to say he can't finish in first place this coming year? So I'm gonna throw Jalen Hurts in there.
Okay, yeah. So I picked your guy and you picked my guy. So
Mhm.
we'll live with that. But I think that's the two topics that we had time for the rapid fire segment. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. Cowboy X Factor, Grizz as usual. Hope you guys are doing well tonight. So let's move on to the next topic, ladies and gentlemen. The sports morons of the week. You guys know what time it is. Time to get something off your chest. If you guys got anything to talk about, anything you want to discuss with sports morons, this is your place to vent about it. All right. Sports moron of the week. Sports Moron of the Week here on the Gauntlet, part of the Sideline Sports Network, your place for sports talk everywhere. And I'm going to kick us off on that note by saying I only trust Sideline Sports when it comes to overall sports talk. Because I heard one of the wildest stories or takes that I've heard someone make on some sports radio station. I'm not sure which one it was, but there was a guy saying that the Eagles had issues last year with like chemistry and stuff, and everyone is talking about AJ Brown and Jalen Hurts and like, do they get along? This guy was trying to say that the reason why Jalen Hurts was not throwing the ball to AJ Brown was because AJ Brown was sleeping with Jalen Hurts' girlfriend, and it caused like beef in the locker room. So, of all the takes that you can make up and all the theories, this has to be one of the wildest and dumbest things that I've heard. And I just wonder, how many stories are people going to try to discuss? How many theories? How far are you going to reach? And do you have anything better or more productive that you could actually do with your time? Because this is just crazy.
That is crazy. It sounds like he's trying to create another Russell Wilson Golden Tate situation. The good news is that actually led to a Super Bowl win. So hey, maybe it's chess, not checkers. But I wouldn't even go that far. No, that was just, he's trying to create drama.
Like, how would you even know that though?
I mean,
I don't know how anyone would actually know if that happened.
If it were true, it would stand to reason, but obviously it's just complete hogwash.
All right, but I'll pass it on to whoever wants to go next.
Oh, yeah, real quick. My sports moron of the week is, whether you want to call her an OnlyFans model, an Instagram model, a modern day prostitute, whatever the fuck, Mariah Mills, come on down. So Zion Williamson got hit with a leg injury, and he's not able to participate in tonight's game against the Kings for the 8th seed. And she was openly mocking it online.
Laugh reacting and shit.
If anybody remembers, he clearly, shafted her maybe. Oh, no pun intended. In favor of another woman. And he's together with her, and she's pregnant with his child and everything. Incidentally, another Instagram model, baby mama, but that's another story. But Mariah Mills easily was bitter ex-girlfriend of the year, right? So she finds herself laughing at it. First of all, laughing at an injury is never fun. But second of all, bitch, do I need to remind you that you take money blasts to the face for a living, okay? At least Zion has an actual fucking talent. So,
I mean, with all due respect, I never heard of this girl until Zion was apparently with her.
A lot of people haven't, apparently. So, I mean,
she's not even an A-list porn star.
No, she isn't. She isn't like you would think of the ones from like way back when, like the Vanessa Del Rios and the and the Nina Hartlett's of the world, Nina Hartley's of the world. She's nowhere near them. I know we're talking about porn stars here, but these at least are some classic ones from way back. She's a C.
Alexis Texas, baby.
Oh yes. Oh yeah. Did you know she's half Mexican? A lot of people don't know that she's half Mexican.
I like Mexican girls, Cuban
hey,
girls.
There you go.
Like any type of brown girls is my type.
That's what I'm talking about. But yeah, Mariah Mills is a fucking C-lister, and she's likely going to be irrelevant in 2 to 5 years. That's what happens when you don't have an actual talent. You know what I mean? So laughing at someone's injury is one thing. Yeah. Laughing at someone's injury when you do a certain type of thing for a living, boy, that's a whole other level of sports moronic. And I see we got this motherfucker in the house. What's going on, man?
I'm telling you, he's pretty much back to being a co-host.
Yeah, I pop on. I've been able to pop on a lot more, so pretty much, I guess. You know,
you got a sports moron, bro?
I don't. Not this week, honestly.
I got one real quick. To all these idiot fans, most of them in my NFC North, talking about those black alternates are Carolina Panthers jerseys. They look nothing alike. The blue is different. The stripes are different. I'm not a big fan of that new blue helmet. It should have been a black helmet. We already have a blue helmet that goes with nothing. But yeah, it's funny because for the first time since I was 11 years old, Bears fans, Vikings fans, even Tyler and his Packers fans, all looking up at us in the division as defending champs. It's a weird fucking feeling.
Well, don't get too used to it.
Yeah, don't get too comfortable there. We'll see.
Like I said, I'm just trying to win 10 games in back-to-back seasons. Everything else comes after that.
I respect that.
Yeah.
I guess one more honorable mention. Like, I really don't watch the NBA. Pretty much at all during the regular season, but I heard a story about a guy that was from the Toronto Raptors. I don't know what his name is.
Oh, Jonte Porter.
Did he get banned? Did he get banned for life?
He got banned for life. He sure did.
For betting for his own team to lose.
Hold on. Not only did he bet on his own team, he actually shared confidential game information with bettors. And he even, check this out,
my God.
He even sat out at least one game and shortened his playing time to affect the over-under.
Yeah, and I could even add on.
And prop bets on himself.
I could even add on to what Jay and Dom added on to that as well, because I heard about it this week a little bit more in depth. Like, he not only did that, but like, he didn't even like change his name. Like, he literally registered as Jonte Porter and connected it to his email account. Like, he's so stupid, dude.
Sloppy.
He's literally an idiot.
He's super stupid. I can't believe there was like no like agent telling him, hey, be secretive or anything. Like, he literally just did it all on his own. So yeah.
And he only won like 30 or 40 grand on those bets. Like, was it worth it?
Yeah.
I don't even know, man, but yeah, that guy was an idiot for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I think I believe his total winnings was only like 21,000.
Yeah,
so,
and I mean, I just don't understand.
How much is his salary? It's gotta be more than that.
I just don't understand why Charles Barkley said that he should have only gotten 5 years. I don't think that's what... I think he deserved a lifetime, because if you're not going to make an example of him, then you're not going to correct the issue. If you give him a 5-year, for being young, because that's what Barkley said. He was like, well, because he's young, he probably should just get 5 years. I feel bad for the kid because he's young. It's like,
coming from Charles Barkley, he himself a degenerate gambler.
And I mean, yeah, exactly. Good point. But to be in the NBA is a privilege, man. It's not a right. It's a privilege. So it's on him. So I'm fine with it. I think that was the right move, was to ban him.
It was on him, and one thing that Charles Barkley has to realize is prior to Jonte Porter, there's been one other athlete in the history of sports that got a lifetime ban for betting on their team, and that's Pete Rose. So that's the message here. You bet on your own team, you're gonna get cut for life. Like, that just is what it is.
He should still be in the Hall of Fame.
I don't think you bet at all.
A year after he dies.
I don't think you bet at all.
Yeah, we said the same thing, Dom. I think
You go
after he dies.
maybe you go to the casino and play blackjack or something, but betting on sports when you're a pro athlete is completely
Yeah, it's
foolish.
like the one thing you really can't do.
Well,
Yeah.
you could also make the bet, but you could also give another person the money, and then they make the bet for you.
And you
And
can
if
bet
you
on every other sport
And if
other
you
than
win, then
games in the league that you play in. It's not like you have zero betting options. You just, if you're in the NBA, you can't bet on the NBA. I get it.
Yeah.
I like to
Yeah,
gamble
yeah.
on sports too. If I had an NBA contract, you know what I wouldn't be fucking doing? Betting on NBA games.
Yeah.
Well,
Fuck, even if it was a
That's one
10-day
way to put
two-way
it.
contract.
that's one way to put it. But that concludes our sports morons of the week. Thank you guys all for sharing your sports morons. Thank you guys for chiming in on the conversation. Time to move on to our next topic here.
Booyah.
All right, the NFL draft is here. Gonna be in Detroit, Dom's backyard out there. So exciting stuff for him. What are some of the biggest storylines of the draft that you guys are looking forward to?
Who wants to go first?
You're on the screen, man.
You're on the phone.
Yeah.
Popcorn Tyler.
So there's a lot of storylines. Honestly, I think this draft is kind of getting not as much appreciation as it should be. I think everyone's kind of looking at it as quarterback heavy. You know, everyone's saying how many quarterbacks can go in the first round, but there's a lot of questions I want to know. Like there's so much offensive line depth in this draft. There's a lot of, the secondaries that are great. There's so many pass rushers that are great in this draft. So I do want to know, for one, which quarterback's going to slip in the first round, because everyone keeps saying that it's going to be like 5 quarterbacks taken in the first round. So I want to know which one's going to slip, because I think it's going to be 1, 2, 3 are going to all be quarterbacks. I think someone's going to trade up to that third pick, and so
It's like JJ McCarthy.
or Drake May. It's going to be one of those. It's going to be one of those two, though, with the third pick. But it could be McCarthy. The Commanders are another one that I'm crazy interested what they're going to do, because they kind of threw a wrench at everything by bringing in all those quarterbacks this week.
Yeah.
That threw things off for me, because I thought Jaden Daniels was kind of the pick that I thought the Commanders are going to make, and then they throw this wrench and they bring them all in. So I'm curious to know what the Commanders are going to do. Jaden Daniels, another one, because I know that Antonio Pierce recruited him when he was at Arizona State. So a lot of people are saying, will the Raiders try and move up in this draft? Because the Raiders and Antonio Pierce really like Jaden Daniels. And what does the compensation look like if you do that? If you move up from like 13 to 2, for example, are you looking at giving up a first and a third for like the next 3 years? Like what's the compensation?
Supposedly it's a king's ransom.
And it's crazy to think that, right? Because like, I'll be honest, like, I do think Jaden Daniels is the best quarterback in this draft, but I've also been vocal with people that I don't know that Michael Penix isn't going to be good in the NFL. He is a lefty. There are a lot of things that, but he has the characteristics, to build him to work hard and to be a good player in the future, just like he did when he transferred from Indiana. I mean, he went from the Indiana Hoosiers to taking a Washington Huskies team to a national championship and, being the Heisman Trophy, being right there in the Heisman Trophy mix. So yeah, I'm interested. The 2 quarterbacks I like in this draft are Jaden Daniels is one, and I still do like Michael Penix Jr. I think he could be something. So
very interesting.
If you go back the last 10 years, there have been 12 quarterbacks that ended up being franchise, B+ or better quarterbacks. I should have jotted down the list so I could read them all off to you. But statistically speaking, the last 10 years, you basically get one guy and 0.2 of another guy. So whoever you pick, you better make the right pick, because chances are, if you don't, dude's going to be a bust. And how many other times have you heard me say, anytime there's a draft with, say, 5 quarterbacks going in the first round, you get 1 franchise quarterback, a second one that gets a second NFL contract, but he's basically a career backup, and 3 busts. How that falls, and it's crazy because this looks like a stronger quarterback draft than it's been in years past, but the numbers don't lie. You're looking at 1 franchise guy, 1 guy that gets a shot and ultimately fails, but he's good enough to stick around as a backup, and 3 busts. And when I'm saying busts, I'm saying guys that
For first round.
probably don't even live out their rookie contract. Like they get cut and they're out of the league, and then they're in the UFL or the CFL trying to play their way back in, and usually it never happens. Maybe they come back and, maybe they end up being that second backup. But
so I know Jay and you guys are going to touch on this real quick, but just to ask Dom a question about this is, we're talking about first round, right? So what about the potential for a second round or a third round quarterback?
Even lower. Higher reward, lower risk.
Well, that happens a lot.
It does. It does.
Later round.
Yeah, it does.
I mean, me personally, if I'm not absolutely in need, but that's the thing though. If you're taking a quarterback in the second round, chances are you don't need one right now. You know what I mean?
Well, and I think Bob Pennington, I talked to Bob about this, and I think a lot of people are kind of writing Spencer Rattler off in this draft too. Because of what Spencer Rattler should have been in college and all these expectations, but he does have the tangibles to still be a quarterback. And if he goes to the right system, who's to say that Spencer Rattler in a couple seasons couldn't be a starting quarterback in the National Football League?
Right, and that's the thing. If you take a quarterback in the second round or the third round, you're not going to start him right away. So he's got a chance to sit and learn. Jordan Love got reached for a little bit, but they had the luxury of being able to sit him for a few years, and look at him now.
Yep.
Yep. Spencer Rattler actually was one of the more talented quarterbacks coming out. Granted, his best time probably was at Oklahoma under Lincoln Riley. He ended up transferring, going to South Carolina, who was a mid-tier. So he goes from being a top-tier Big 12 school to a mid-tier at best Southeastern Conference school. So he's already being thrown into the fire by even transferring over there. Something like 2 or 3 seasons ago, he actually entered in the season as a Heisman favorite. And then he ended up just kind of not hitting the ball.
Doesn't that seem like just a lifetime ago?
He got benched for Caleb Williams when Caleb Williams was at Oklahoma.
He did. He got benched for Caleb Williams, and then Williams went to SC and won the Heisman, and that pretty much was it. So
and Jay, you've heard, and Jay and James and all you guys have heard me say this. I don't care where you went to college. I don't. That doesn't matter to me. I watched Josh Allen come from Wyoming, and he's been, what you could say what you want about Josh Allen, whether you have him in your top 5 or not, but he's the top 10 quarterback in the National Football League. So
that's the other thing I wanted to say, because there's 2 big qualifiers for what will translate into success in the NFL, and this is why J.J. McCarthy will not. You either have to put up crazy numbers at an elite program, a la Jalen Hurts, Joe Burrow. There's a longer list.
Lamar.
Or strong arm.
Lamar. I mean, that's a
or strong arm.
Louisville. Or you have to elevate a shitty program like Josh Allen at Wyoming, Mahomes at Texas Tech. J.J. McCarthy did neither.
Brett Favre at Southern Miss.
Keep in mind, J.J. McCarthy in his college career, and this is, in my honest opinion, this is why a team has to draft him, and put him in the right system. J.J. McCarthy in his college career had Blake Corum and Donovan Edwards in the backfield.
Exactly, and an elite defense and an elite O-line.
Yeah. Right,
well, he's an interesting one. J.J. McCarthy is so interesting as a prospect because there's so much
Sam Darnold.
Because there's so much uncertainty. Like, if I'm going to be a team that's taken in the first round and needs a quarterback, and I take J.J. McCarthy, I am uneasy about that. Because
you're not.
You do not know what you're getting with them. I'm taking Drake May before I take J.J. McCarthy. You can't draft a first-round
quarterback on maybe. Not even at the bottom of the first round. Unless you're taking Jordan Love and you have Aaron Rodgers.
It depends where you get him. If you're talking about the top 10, then no. But if J.J. McCarthy is still there, in the late 20s, then I think that's a good value pick if you're a team that doesn't need a
quarterback.
It still is. Again, you got to put him.
Quarterback. He barely threw for 200 yards a game.
It kind of reminds me of this. When the New York Giants in the 2019 draft, was it 2019? They took Daniel Jones, number 6. But they had another pick that was like in the teens. So they tasked Josh Allen, the pass rusher Josh Allen that just got paid massive contract with the Jaguars. They passed him at number 6. And Daniel Jones probably would have still been there at like 17 or 18 or whatever they picked. So that's kind of what the JJ thing reminds me of. I would not take him anywhere near the top 5, but if he's in the late first round, then I would really think about it.
Late first round, early second. You figure if he's in the right system, at best, just off the eye test, he's another Brock Purdy, which a lot of teams would actually take. Because look at what the actual Brock Purdy did. But again, you got to team around him.
Yes,
that's
but
the only way you can compare those two. Maybe a similar skill set. If JJ McCarthy was there, the last pick of the 7th round, yeah, I'd take him. I'd take him in the fucking first round.
That's only if you have like a great team
already
built, which the 49ers did, and not every team is actually going to have that.
Well,
no great team is going to take a quarterback in the first round.
But James, just to add on to that, if you're a team taking JJ McCarthy, and let's say you do late in the first round and you feel good about it being a value pick, I think it has to be a team that has a running game. It has to be a team that you can at least give him something that he had in college, because there's so much uncertainty to him. So like if he goes to a team with a beat up offensive line and a team that can't rush the football, and you're not leaning on that because more than likely a team that's going to take him, he's probably going to start this season, maybe not right away.
I can't wait to see that.
Let me say something that's going to bother a lot of people. I think the Cowboys should take him at 24.
I don't disagree with you.
You're not sure about Dak. You're not going to pay him. You can have this guy and see what he has, and you have him on a rookie deal for 4 years plus potentially a 5th-year option. So the Cowboys have to set themselves up for the future, whether they like it or not. Either Dak is going to have a good season and you're going to change your mind and pay him, or you're going to have a guy that's going to be the future of the team. He's either going to be sitting on the bench if you do change your mind about Dak and you're still developing him and working with him, or you're just going to have him be the guy. And with the 24th pick, I don't think that would be the worst decision.
I don't hate that. For Dallas.
It's not bad.
James, I see what you're saying, but it goes, for me, the only reason why I would say have hesitations about Dallas is that's a team that can't run the football.
Yeah.
Tony
Pollard just went to Tennessee.
That team is in desperate need to take a running back and take one high.
They signed Royce Freeman. They have that Rico
off the street.
They have some other guys that's name is Deuce.
Yeah, Deuce Vaughn.
If you have a guy named Deuce, that just tells you the season's going to be shit.
Yeah, by the way, Deuce Vaughn's dad was like a scout with the Dallas Cowboys, so they had him. He was.
I've got some buddies that live in Manhattan, Kansas. They watch
Jerry Jones had Deuce Vaughn's dad sit in when they made the call to him, because that's basically why they took him. His dad is on the staff of the Cowboys, so.
Rico and Deuce just sound like two dope dealers off the street, straight up, man. Like, that's who they got for their running game, man. Me personally,
they need to take a running back pretty early in this draft.
Tyler, I said that they should go get Isaac Ruindo out of Louisville. Dude is a speedster out of the backfield. I think Dallas could really benefit from getting him.
Jay, you want to know who I think the best running back is in this draft, but he's probably not going to get picked till the 2nd or 3rd? I think it's Bucky Irving, the kid from Oregon. I think he's the best kid in this draft at running back. He's very fast. He's very agile. I think he's going to be a great pick for someone in this draft. So
I don't trust players from the University of Oregon unless their name's Penny Sewell. I really don't, and I've been saying it for years. Herbert.
Speaking of Oregon, Bo Nix, where's he going?
It's another good
in the
one.
second round.
Whoa, you think Bo's going in the second?
He's 35 years old. I don't know.
I was about to say, I get Brandon Whedon vibes.
Brandon Whedon. I was like, so was Brandon Whedon, and he got him in the second round.
That dude.
Oh, first round, actually. My bad. I think late first.
Bo Nix's freshman year at Auburn was my freshman year of high school.
I'll be honest. Like, we were talking about J.J. McCarthy, but if we're talking about Bo Nix, I just don't think Bo Nix is a good player. I don't think that's a good selection.
You've never been sold on Bo Nix, even at Oregon?
He said he is not on my draft board.
He's not. I think the Denver. I have a feeling the Denver Broncos are going to take him, and it makes sense because of what their quarterback carousel's been like. So,
I think the only knock against Penix, and I know it's not fair, is he has an injury history in college.
He does.
He tore his ACL at least once. At least once that I know.
Well, what did Penix do when he played up against Michigan, who has one of the most loaded defenses, that has one of the most NFL-ready defenses? That's a good indication of how NFL defenses are going to play against him. So
I don't even remember.
He sure as hell isn't ready to be a starter right now. The only situation for him would be if he was on the bench.
I like his work ethic, and I think that's. But of course, I don't think Penix is gonna start first season. I think he needs to sit behind somebody. But let's say a team like Seattle or something. I don't know who's their backup behind Geno. I don't know. Drew Lock's gone. I know. So maybe. Yeah, maybe if Penix is sitting behind Geno in Seattle for a season or two, that can help him. No, all I know is his work ethic is there. You don't go from the University of Indiana, which is a basketball school, to Washington and lead a team to a national championship and be up for Heisman. And a lot of people thought he could have won Heisman, but Jaden Daniels got it. They're my two favorite quarterbacks in this draft class because. One, I think Jaden Daniels just seems like an NFL quarterback to me. He can do a lot of things that NFL quarterbacks can do. Riddick even said, Louis Riddick said he's his favorite player in the draft. I don't know if he's my favorite player in the draft, but he is my favorite quarterback in the draft. So I'm really high on Jaden Daniels. That's why it surprised me that the Commanders are waffling. I think they kind of have it where they want it. Caleb Williams going to the Bears, and in my opinion, Washington gets the best quarterback in the draft. So,
question for it. In fact, you know what? Question for the panel. So, SportsIllustrated.com currently has Marvin Harrison Jr. going to New England. If you're in New England, do you take him or do you take Michael Penix?
So, okay, if I'm New England, Jay, and I have all these issues, dude, I'm fleecing somebody. I'm trading back in this draft. I'm getting more draft capital because they got to build from the ground up. And
I would do it.
They're behind an 8 ball right now, like in their own division. I think if you're New England, you try and get as much draft capital as you can and you trade back.
Yeah.
I think Marvin Harrison is going to go to the Cardinals. Where do the Cardinals pick ahead of New England, right?
No, they are right behind New England, and they're projected by SportsIllustrated.com to get Rome Odunze, wide receiver out of Washington, one of the targets.
Which is crazy to me because
either team would be good with either one, I think.
Which is crazy to me because I like Malik Neighbors from LSU. That kid has Tyreek Hill, speed. I think he translates to any team. I really like Neighbors. Neighbors is the wide receiver I really like in this draft.
Neighbors is projected to go to the Chargers at 5 overall, and I think he would be a great addition. Seeing as you just lost Mike Williams, you just lost
Justin Herbert would really like Malik Neighbors.
He would benefit from him.
I got one for you. Who is the receiver from Texas that's like
Xavier
really
Worthy?
bad?
Xavier
Worthy? Yeah. Okay. We all know the drama that happened with Rashee Rice with the Chiefs.
Right on.
they added Hollywood Brown. I would like to see the Chiefs try to go get him. Because that's what the Chiefs team, well, it wasn't really missing, but they didn't have anybody that was good. They had Tony and Valdez-Scantling, who were both fast but couldn't do shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I would like that pick. And also, while I'm up here, the only reason I disagree with what you guys are saying about Marvin Harrison to the Patriots, my answer is absolutely, because this team is one of the worst teams at developing wide receivers. If you look at all the receivers that they've had,
oh, no love for
the
N'Keal
only
Harry?
real household name that they had was Randy Moss. He wasn't their guy. And Tom Brady was elevating all these bums like Chris Hogan and all these people that you never heard of that are not even playing in the league anymore. They have a chance to go get a guy like this that could step into the league
is terrified to draft a
top
wideout
10 receiver right now. And their quarterback, I don't want to hear about the quarterback, because the Patriots are in a good position and they could be a potential suitor for Dak Prescott next offseason.
Oh, that's what he's trying to do.
Wait. Mac Jones is gone.
You already have
quarterback right now.
Like this, I think it would be great.
So you think the move is setting up for Prescott to come to New England?
I think the Patriots will be a potential suitor if they don't take a quarterback at number.
I mean, things are going to be a whole lot different with Bella. Who's New England's starting quarterback right now, even? I forgot that McCorkle's gone.
They have Jacoby Brissett.
Brissett. God.
Yeah, Bailey Zappi.
Probably Brissett right now. Probably
Bailey
Brissett
Zappi tore us the fuck up a couple of years
ago. Let's be honest.
Hold on.
Is a rookie quarterback really going to do something better or that much better with this Patriots team than Jacoby Brissett? You're probably going to win the same amount of games.
Well, James,
situation as the Panthers last year, you could have just rode with Andy Dalton. And you would have won the same amount of games as Bryce Young, and you would have the number one pick. And I don't like Caleb Williams, but Caleb Williams is 100,000 times better than Bryce Young, and you can't tell me.
I was going to say that earlier. Carolina might start looking at, like, if one of those quarterbacks dipped in into the late second or top of the third, I would take them, because Bryce Young,
they won't.
He ain't it, Chief.
Well, just to add on to this, Brissett was picked by. They signed him on the Patriots because the Browns' old quarterback coach was with him in Cleveland, and he's the one that went out and got him. So there's some familiarity there.
Jacoby Brissett's he's a decent stopgap.
And James, I agree with you. If you want to take Marvin Harrison, you can. All I'm saying with the Patriots is they have like 9 needs. They're not like an average team. Like, they're not like a team going into this draft with 3 or 4 needs trying to address it. The Patriots need a lot.
Yeah. If you go on a mock draft and pick the Patriots and it says team needs, it just says yes.
Yeah, dude, it's almost like they can't mess up with their picks because they need so much.
Everything.
So that's why I'm saying, in my opinion, just try and get as much capital as you can at this point.
Fair enough. This was a fun conversation, guys, with the draft, but we have to move on. For the team of the week that we're previewing, the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Oh, we should have got Jordan on. I think he's at work.
Interesting team of the offseason. Guys.
Maybe the most interesting.
Justin Fields and Russell Wilson both ends up in Pittsburgh. How is this situation going to play out? Because this is probably one of the biggest storylines. I think Russell will go into the season as the week 1 starter. But if he struggles even a little bit, I think that they're going to let Justin Fields play. Because Justin Fields is younger. Justin Fields has much more upside. And the Steelers really want to see if being with the Bears was just why Justin Fields looks so bad. Because the Bears are a bad organization. They cannot develop quarterbacks. And the Steelers really would love it if a guy this young and dynamic can be their franchise quarterback that they can build around. If they do, based off what they gave up to get him, that would be a huge win for the Steelers. I do expect them to still compete in the AFC North, which will be the most competitive division in the NFL this year with the Browns, the Bengals, and the Ravens. All very good. Any of these teams could win it. In Pittsburgh, we know Tomlin has not had a losing record yet, and they'll still be right in it. With better quarterback play, I think this team can make some noise.
Oh, I think I'll just add in real quick. They did more than just take these two quarterbacks too. They went out and they went out and had kind of a signing palooza, so to speak, in this offseason.
And I love that.
You know, and you add in Queen, you add in, you know, you go over to Green Bay, you get an offensive lineman there. I believe they got what's his face from Atlanta for kick returns now, if I'm not mistaken.
Cordell Patterson.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I mean, So I think Pittsburgh's really in an interesting position. I'm with you. I think this team, they were a playoff team last year. I think they're still a playoff team. And here's the thing with Russell Wilson. Yeah, he did, that craziest trade ever. The biggest fleece job of all time, in my opinion, was what Seattle got from Denver. And I still am going to stand on that. Kudos to Seattle, man, because they keep adding great players like Woolen and stuff in the draft, and it's all thanks to the Denver Broncos. So kudos to the Seahawks. They're doing it right. But I think the Steelers are certainly a player. They might win this division. I know JJ's not here, and I know Baltimore's the hunted, and I know Baltimore's but
I don't think Baltimore's the favorite.
But at the end of the day, Pittsburgh's had Baltimore's number.
No, I really wish JJ was here.
I really do think that it depends on the play of Deshaun Watson, but I think the Cleveland Browns has the best roster in the division.
They do.
If Deshaun can play at a decent level, which he hasn't shown since he's been there, but if he can, I think that Cleveland should be the favorite in the division. I think they're just a little bit better all around than all the other teams. But
I think Baltimore's probably the favorite, but I don't disagree with you. I think Cleveland's right there, and I think Cleveland could win this division. All I'm saying is
that division.
Any of the four of them could.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. My whole point is that Pittsburgh's right in the mix now, and if Russell Wilson is going to resurrect his career and play good football, he's in the right situation for himself.
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
And you know what? Good on Russell.
They're paying him nothing. How do you get Russell Wilson and
you
Justin
want to say
Fields,
good on
and
Seattle?
you
want to say good on Seattle for the deal? I respect that. But I'm also going to say good on Russell because the Broncos went and got rid of him, and they're paying the biggest dead cap in NFL history, and this guy is still getting paid, and he's in a better situation.
James, 100%. James, 100%. One thing that I want to say, too, is because I've been very critical of Russell Wilson, I actually really respect what Russell Wilson is doing. He's betting on himself. He's in this situation now, and he's embracing it. So, yeah, good on Russell Wilson. Really am. That was the right move for himself. So
he's on a choke chain, though, because they're paying him nothing.
He's definitely in a better situation. And to y'all's point, this season, Sean Payton's going to get exposed. Broncos are going to be shit this year.
He's already been exposed.
No,
Sean Payton has been exposed ever since Drew Brees retired.
It's about to get bad. But Russell Wilson, I do love this for him.
Talk about teams in a bad position.
Here's the quick one. Who's worse? Sean Payton without Drew Brees, Bill Belichick without Tom Brady? Think carefully before you answer.
First of all, don't be disrespectful to Bill Belichick like that. The better comparison is nobody wants to have this conversation, but Sean Payton and Mike McCarthy are not so different. And that's all I'm going to say.
Actually not, except after Rodgers, McCarthy's actually been to the postseason. Payton is not. But other than that, they're the same coach.
Pretty much the same.
Yeah, other than that, they're the same coach.
I mean, to Dom's point, Belichick is jobless right now, but go on.
Yeah, did you guys hear what Arthur Blank said about him?
What?
About how he's just bitter and a control freak. I mean, we all knew that's why Atlanta wasn't going to hire him, because they're like, we're not letting you be the GM and the head coach because no one does that anymore.
You sure they're not spiteful for a certain something that took place in 2015?
I never thought. Why I didn't think about that, I don't know.
I mean,
possible.
Good point.
Touche, James. Touche, James.
You got to think about it too, and it's kind of human nature to a certain extent. Bill Belichick has spent the better part of the last 20-something years as both the head coach and the GM. It's kind of hard to mentally come down from that place of having like that much power, you know.
But people say he's going to end up in Dallas after next year, and it's like Jerry Jones will never let that happen.
Belichick ain't finna go there no way because
I don't think he wouldn't even take that.
He's not gonna stomach Jerry Jones trying to tell him how to run his team on the field. That's not gonna.
It. Celebrity death match.
He saw
Jerry Jones, Bill Belichick.
His mentor.
Make it happen,
Parcells,
MTV.
He saw what happened when his mentor Bill Parcells played in Dallas, and he said, "Oh no, I'm not going there. I'm gonna end up boxing Jerry Jones."
If he's coaching again, he's coaching the Navy midshipman college football team. That's where he is coaching. He's not coming back to the NFL to coach anymore. So.
Hey, you heard it here first. You heard it here first. Tyler, Naval Academy winning the Natty in the next 5 years.
On a serious note, though, the last thing I'm going to say about Bill Belichick before we can move on. I think Bill Belichick is not as great as a coach as everyone always thought he was. I also think Andy Reid is better and has had success with quarterbacks, multiple quarterbacks, and now that he has actually one that's worth a shit, you see what he's doing. But when it comes to Belichick, I still do think he's a good coach, and I'm not going to disrespect and say, that he's trash or something. But what I will say is his time has passed him, and the league has moved to another direction, and you have all these young coaches that are successful. People like Sean McVay,
offensive minded,
and Sean McVay and Shanahan and LaFleur, and all these type of guys are what people are looking for.
Stefanski, if we want to go off of last season,
people like that are young and know how the current offenses work and how the current league is working and going in that direction. Then Belichick is just not there. He has not been able to adapt to the modern game, which is why I don't think a lot of teams wanted to hire him. But if we don't have anything else on the Steelers, definitely going to be a competitive team in the AFC North. Looking forward to the season and seeing how everything plays out. Let's get to Pass the Mic. Oh, man, this is going to be a good one tonight because I got one for you.
All right.
Guys,
say it with your Kid Rock voice.
On this show, we have talked about so many topics. We talk about music, sports, video games, food. We end up talking about food a lot, and we talk about restaurants and fast food and stuff. Listen to what I'm about to say. How about like a regular sit-down restaurant?
Okay.
Pick any restaurant that you like, and like just to throw some examples, like anything like Chili's,
chain restaurants.
You said Chili's, Outback, Texas Roadhouse.
Chain restaurants.
Family restaurants like Hooters, etc. So
Hell
Twin Peaks.
yeah!
I thought
you got a couple of those. Yeah.
Let me be honest with you guys. I fucking love Texas Roadhouse. I love it. Texas Roadhouse is a very smart. It's a good restaurant, but they're very smart.
Dude, I already know mine.
How they do
restaurant. Go ahead.
You go in, and they have a big basket of bread, and the bread is so amazing.
Those are the best.
Did you have the bread? I was about to ask. Did you have the bread?
You eat the whole basket of bread, and when they bring your actual food, you're just like, "Nah, fam, can I just get a box?" Give me a box.
Yeah.
And I'm out. To that steak, and you're done.
Dude, if you're working at Texas Roadhouse, you're literally stuffing your pockets with rolls during your shift. You know what I mean?
Yeah, bro. So they don't have Texas Roadhouse in Philly. I have to go to like Lancaster just to go there. But it's like 45 minutes away. But
damn,
it's great. It's great, and I love it. Texas Roadhouse. is going to be.
I didn't even know a Texas Roadhouse was anywhere east of Texas, but
We got them everywhere.
definitely definitely a great pick, man.
They're everywhere.
All right, who wants to go next? And make
I'll
their
go
pick?
because I already got mine. I already know it. Chain restaurant. Me and Cassie get it all the time, right, Cassie? I know you're gonna know what I say too. Chili's. Chili's is my chain restaurant. I love Chili's, man.
$20 special.
Do they still have they don't have the electric lemonade anymore.
And here's the thing. I feel like their chips and salsa, I love how thin their chips are. I love the chips and salsa when I go there. It's one of my favorite things.
The skillet queso is bomb too.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, dude, their queso's bomb. Their wings are good. They have those chicken crispers. I'm not gonna lie, those are good. They have good bacon burger. Yeah, you get the tacos, I think, there.
Real quick, my pick is Chili's too, but my go-to is the fajitas, bro.
That's what Cassie got last time, right?
My go-to is the fajitas.
Last time. Yeah, Cassie's saying that. She got fajitas last time too.
I get 3
Chili's
meats.
my pick, yeah.
Cool. What you got, Dom?
I'm going PF Chang's just based off the lettuce wraps and like 4 Sapporos. I'll go in there and just get a whole app of the lettuce wraps, eat them all myself. I mean, I'll sit there and drink a whole Sapporo, then order the lettuce wraps, eat the whole thing, wash it down with 2 more fucking Sapporos. The combo fried rice is bomb too. It's like,
I love their lo mein noodles.
Oh, dude. Yeah, me and Little Bro went a couple weeks ago. It was fantabulous. We also got sake bombs, and that was maybe a bit of a mistake, but we made it home okay.
That was a good choice, too. Actually, all of your guys is a good choice. I'll eat all of it.
The only thing I want to say before I pass the mic to the next person, Chili's is a Silent Sports staple. We actually went to Chili's for the Super Bowl in Arizona. I'm not sure if Jay and the boys went.
Chili's, if you're watching, can we get a sponsorship?
It's like a tradition. It's like a tradition. When we get to cover the Super Bowl, we go straight to Chili's, and that's how we kick off Super Bowl week. It's great. It's a tradition. So I'm going to pass the mic to Dom. Hit me with it. You ain't ready?
No, I'm not. I had one in my head, and I lost it.
All right, fuck it. I'm passing it to Jay.
All right. Yes, James is correct. We did go to Chili's in Vegas. And shout out to JB and John. But if you're covering the Super Bowl or any type of event, and they take you to Chili's, that is your, like, you've been with the network, but now you're a made man.
When we went to Chili's in Arizona, I'm gonna put this story out there, and I don't care if I get roasted. Mike Caratenuto literally disappeared for 45 minutes. So something happened, and I apologize to the waitresses and the people that had to clean the bathroom. That's all I'm looking at.
Okay, yeah. On that note,
I went there. I did.
Okay.
I got a good one actually.
Okay. Well, I guess.
Oh, it's too late. I already passed it to Jay.
All right. So of course mine is music. No scenarios this week.
Pass it to Dom afterwards. Go ahead.
No scenarios this week, but still one to really make you think. So everyone's familiar about the versuses that have been occurring since the pandemic and everything. You know, you take an artist and they go against another artist, catalog for catalog, song for song, and it leaves up to the fans who had the best one. We've had some pretty good ones. We've had Jeezy versus Gucci Mane. We've had
the Beatmaker ones are better.
Jadakiss, baby.
Some of the big, yeah. We've had Dipset versus
the
first
one that like the whole world saw was DJ Premier and RZA.
Yeah, and they've all been very good. Now here's one, and this is a question for you all: catalog for catalog, song for song, who would be the best matchup in a versus against Jay-Z?
I think Kanye would give him a run for his money.
Really?
No, not Kanye songs. Maybe
Kanye has a great catalog.
If you include other people's songs whose beats he made.
I
don't even want to say it, but I think I have to say it now.
Get my money right.
Oh, that's still his best beat.
He'd say that till the end.
I'd say second best.
But we can go mixtape too, right? It's everything in their catalog, right?
Yeah, it's everything.
Yeah, all their songs and all the beats they made. Jay-Z can't make a beat though. To my knowledge.
Tyler, it's hard, ain't it?
Well, it's just like I'm thinking like who had a like obviously like Gucci and Lil Wayne had like huge like they're more known to me for their mixtapes than they are for their actual albums, you know? Like
Yeah.
Gucci Mane was like really popular because of his mixtapes. So
But Gucci Mane's not even as good as Jeezy. The man has an ice
Finally,
cream
I
cone
think that you
tattooed on
said
his
that.
face.
It's actually
You
true.
know I fucking hate Jay-Z.
I,
In fact, you brought up
You
Gucci.
can hate him, but he's one of the greatest of all time.
No, Gucci? Tell me you don't know
Jay-Z.
anything about rap without telling me you don't know
Jay-Z.
anything about rap.
I
That's
said
you did
Jay-Z.
it right there.
no, I'm
know,
looking at catalog though. I'm looking at how many songs they have because like that it needs to be someone with a lot of songs. It can't be like I wish I could say Nas, but I can't really say Nas.
Douchebags would say Drake. The only real you'd have to say Eminem or Lil Wayne. No one else is touching that.
You can say, you can say M.
Kanye would.
I say,
said Lil Wayne. I said Gucci or Lil Wayne is who
No,
I
I
was
heard
thinking.
you say Lil Wayne. I'm just saying.
I would say, either Eminem or Lil Wayne. Lyrically, I think he's better than Jay-Z. However, Nas doesn't quite have the crossover hits like
He
Jay-Z
doesn't have
does.
enough catalog for it.
So you gotta go Eminem or Lil Wayne. I'm going Lil Wayne, catalog for catalog. But if someone picked him, hey, it'd be just as good a pick. Who you got, Dom?
Best streaming service. You got Amazon, you got Netflix, you got Hulu. Cannot discount HBO Max, now still known as Max. I'm gonna leave it to y'all. I'll go last.
Hold on. What was your answer for the last one? You going with Wayne too?
Sadly, Lil Wayne or maybe Eminem, but I'm going Wayne. But you know I hate Jay-Z, so I can't be impartial.
Okay.
Wait, Jay, who was your pick?
I said Wayne.
Oh. Okay.
I honestly think probably Wayne too, honestly.
Wait, Wayne, yeah. And then of course I'll be waiting for Silver the Barber's pick tomorrow.
I'm gonna have to ask him next time. But
I'm Dom. You got the mic, man.
Streaming
best streaming service: Netflix, Prime, Hulu, Max. Y'all go. I mean, obviously that's the Mount Rushmore. Because I can't.
Wait, we can't.
Well, wait, no.
Pick another one now?
in there because you get all the WWE shit. It's tough. I'm gonna listen to y'all answers and then form my opinion.
Can we pick one that's not on the list?
You can, but you got to justify your choice.
Okay, I will. Paramount Plus. Has SpongeBob on there and the Champions League. That's all I need.
I'm gonna say
That's
Hulu.
To me, it's a personal choice thing, not a which one's better. I guess which one's your favorite? Go ahead, Jay.
I'm gonna say Hulu. Probably at a slim second is Peacock because of WWE and everything. But man, Hulu, because like some of my favorite programs of all time is on there. Namely Sons of Anarchy. Well, pretty much the Kurt Sutter universe. Sons of Anarchy, The Shield.
Sons is on Hulu?
Yes, Sons is on Hulu. Sons has been on
X Videos Premium count as a streaming service?
Does what?
Does X Videos Premium count as a streaming service?
Yes.
You can stream it, sure.
That's a nominee.
Sure, why not?
We had iPhones. We could screen mirror.
Yeah. Why not?
$4.99
most of us have iPhones.
Yeah, so I have like everything to be honest, but for
Everly, pick one.
Yeah, I know, but I'm gonna explain. So for Everly, we have to have YouTube because she watches so many different things. So YouTube is a big one for us. For me personally, ESPN Plus is important to me because I watch UFC events. A lot of the fight nights are not actually on ESPN. So I actually need ESPN Plus to watch those fight nights, and I watch them every week. So that's important to me. But the best service out of the ones that Dom mentioned, I would say is Hulu as well. It's the most up to date. It's easier. It's easier to make sure that if you miss something, and plus it has all those programs, and now it has all the movies too. I actually remember when Hulu was like, all right, we're adding movies, and now they keep going with the movies too. So
and their own shows.
Out of the four, that would be my choice. But like I said, I have to have ESPN Plus because otherwise, like there are people who are UFC fans that tune in for the pay-per-views, and they are what I like to call casual UFC fans, because they just tell me about these guys that are fighting during pay-per-views. I watch the fight nights. I watch every single week. I have to have ESPN Plus for that.
No, I'm with you. I have the Disney bundle too, and I have ESPN Plus. ESPN Plus also has most of the European leagues. The only one they don't have is the Premier League because it's owned by Peacock. But I watch ESPN Plus every week because I'm a Real Madrid fan. So that's they play in Spain. They play Madrid. So
it gets a lot of use in my house.
ESPN Plus has so much content, and also like they have a bunch of cool documentaries on there too that you should really check out.
I agree.
Does ESPN Plus have all the 30 for 30s?
Hold on, I think the OJ documentary is on there.
Yeah, the 30 for 30s are on there. 30 for 30s are
on there.
Yeah, so there's some really cool stuff on ESPN Plus.
I'm gonna throw a quick honorable mention, and James mentioned it, to Disney Plus. If you're a Marvel fan, everything is on there.
And Star Wars.
And Star Wars.
And Star Wars.
Yep. Or if you have a kid, that's important too.
Straight up, 2 weeks ago when Tyler was saying Toy Story 2, I went straight to Disney Plus the next day and watched Toy Story 2. Last week when he told me about the Starburst drinks, I went straight to the grocery store and
I've been on the hunt. I still can't find them.
Dude, I'm having one right now. It's actually
the pink one tastes exactly like a pink Starburst. The orange one is fantastic. They're good.
Oh yeah, I got mine right here.
Hell yeah. Hey, Tyler, the mic's on you, man.
I was just going to make, so it's not a question about the mic, but I was just going to make mention real quick of the 30 for 30. I saw that they got it green lighted now for the 30 for 31 on Stuart Scott's coming out. So that's going to be super cool.
Great.
I'm really looking forward to that. So I just wanted to touch on that real quick. Oh, you want me to have a question?
Can you go?
Yeah, you're it. You're the last one.
We all went already.
Okay, so let's talk about.
Give my answer. My
so me and Dom were talking about this earlier. So let's have this question. So the Arizona Coyotes, what an abysmal NHL franchise that was. They couldn't.
Sweet ass jerseys though.
Sweet jerseys, yeah. So they're moving to Utah, and the question becomes what their new logo is going to be and what their team name is going to be. I mentioned earlier that I like the name that's being proposed, the Utah Yetis. I think that's a cool name. I'm a big fan of it. There were some others that were mentioned. I think Hockey Club, Venom was mentioned. Storm and Mormons wasn't mentioned.
Fury, I think might have been one of them.
That would have been my pick.
The Storm and Mormons.
The Sean Bradleys. Only the logo of Sean Bradley getting dunked on by Baron Davis.
How do you not name yourself the Storm and Mormons, bro? Come on, man.
Listen, bro, like I don't know.
The logo's just Sean Bradley.
I don't actually know about the name, but as somebody that studied sports management, sports business in college, going from the Arizona market to the Utah market is not going to change anything. So I'm not sure like why they chose to go there, but if you didn't succeed in like Phoenix or something, you're also not going to succeed there. So
it's just more people in the mountains that don't give a fuck about hockey.
They're not going to sell tickets. They're not going to sell merch. Like,
I will if they pick Yetis, here? I will buy a Utah Yetis shirt.
Yeah, but Yetis is a cool name.
And the logo concepts that come up with are dope.
Yeah. There was actually a video of a dude that went into a store and bought an Arizona Coyotes jersey, and he was like telling the dude at the counter that, you know, one day this is going to be worth a shit ton of money. It's going to be vintage. I'm going to
have a really cool logo.
Sell the jersey for like thousands of dollars.
But here's the thing. So the Atlanta Thrashers also kind of had a cool logo, and we knew how that worked out for them too. So.
Fucking
Atlanta's lost two NHL teams in the last.
I liked it.
They already lost an NFL team before that.
They've lost two NHL teams. They lost the Flames.
The Flames.
Well, they went to Flames and they lost the Thrashers.
They went to Winnipeg, right?
Correct.
They're the second incarnation.
The first time they went to Cal, they lost two teams to Canada, which is how it should be.
Well, Winnipeg's like a top 10 in attendance team, so obviously
Winnipeg went to fucking Phoenix.
Winnipeg now though, the Jets ever since they came back to Winnipeg, they're doing quite well.
Right. Well, they never should have lost their team. And how is there still not a team in Quebec?
That's a good question.
Yeah, good point.
Wait, in Quebec, Montreal? Wait.
Yeah, Montreal has a team.
Quebec went to Colorado. Colorado had a team in the 70s as well.
Wait, I'm sorry. No. Quebec Nordiques, yeah. Oh, well, no. Well, they still got Montreal. That's still a team in Quebec. Montreal Canadiens.
Right.
Montreal.
Yeah.
Quebec is weird, though. Like, they're super snooty, and they think they're like the Vatican of Canada. Like, they consider themselves separate from the rest of Canada. It's fucking weird. They speak French.
I'll do one more quick one for you, James. Favorite SpongeBob character, and you can say SpongeBob too. Go ahead.
Patrick. He's the funniest.
Yeah.
He has the best lines. What was my favorite thing that Patrick said?
Mr. Krabs here is Dom?
Yeah, for sure.
Mine's
such an asshole.
Mr. Krabs is funny.
I love Plankton.
He sold SpongeBob to the chum bucket for like 12 cents or something.
Dude, I love Plankton. Plankton's so diabolical. I love him. I love his character.
Yeah.
People always say that when you're a kid, you feel like SpongeBob and Patrick, but when you're an adult, you become like Squidward. And you're just like done with people's shit.
Yeah.
I like Patrick because, his personality on the show, and not only that, but I don't know if you guys remember the old GIF. You know the GIF of 50 Cent in the car, and he's like laughing, and he pulls away. Well, they had one where he pulls away, and Patrick is sitting in the back seat with the shocked look on his face, that look that he always gets. And I always thought that was hilarious. As I was like, from that point on, I was like, yeah, that's probably my favorite one.
Is mayonnaise an instrument? No, Patrick, mayonnaise is not an instrument.
Oh my god!
Honorable mention is Merman and Barnacle Boy, though. That's my honorable mention.
How are you down 30 to a bucket-less Miami team?
What about fish? What about the fish that's like, oh brother, this guy stinks?
Yeah, what's that guy's name?
Random fish. I don't know.
Yeah, dude, no, he has a name.
He does have
or
a name.
like Larry the Lobster.
Larry the Lobster,
yeah, Larry the Lobster's like the CrossFit creature.
Yeah, even the secondary characters are good. And like, I didn't grow up with SpongeBob. Like, I got on with SpongeBob like as a full-grown ass adult.
Oh, dude, it's so watchable. It's so rewatchable. Like, out of all these like ones that have,
SpongeBob is like the Ren and Stimpy of the younger people's generation.
Agreed. Ren and Stimpy's still rewatchable too. So.
Oh yeah. Ren and
They should not have been showing us that shit when we were kids. That is not a cartoon for kids.
Neither is Beavis and Butthead, and look, and you know how much a fan I am of them.
Or either is Cow and Chicken that was on Cartoon Network. They were like eating ass and shit. So.
Johnny Bravo. Cartoons that will be banned in today's time.
Dude,
Johnny Bravo and Dexter's Lab.
Oh, dude, Cow and Chicken.
Yeah, Cow and Chicken, like the devil dude that was always ass naked and showing his ass like that. That shit would not fly in a cancel culture.
Dude, Cow and Chicken, though, if you've watched it, absolutely would not fly.
I was cooking pork butt and taters.
No, it wouldn't.
Definitely the shit we came up on would be canceled. For sure, well, Beavis and Butthead is still in the air right now, but even on Paramount, it's on Paramount Plus. But yeah, definitely Ren and Stimpy. Yeah, I'm going with Cow and Chicken. They couldn't show that now. Johnny Bravo, they probably couldn't show right now either.
No, they sure as hell can.
None of it, and literally almost none of the cartoons from like the mid to late '90s would be okay anymore. But that's what happened.
I mean, they probably couldn't even show like Edda and Eddie, like with the kid that was talking to Plank, and I don't think any of that stuff would fly anymore.
What's the Indian dude's name off of that show? Was his name Raj or something?
Oh yeah, his name. That dude is so crazy, dude. That dude is so crazy. He was like psychotic kid who talked to a Plank dude, like.
He was like the cartoon version of Raj was the dude's name from the league as well. He's
It's
like the
Rolf. It's Rolf.
cartoon
Red just
version,
put in the comments.
but the same dude.
Yeah, bro, he's funny as hell. Cartoons of the 90s are way better than cartoons of today.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, dude.
Especially like when you go to the old MTV one, Aeon Flux, and all. And Aeon Flux was like this, heroic dominatrix. Like that wouldn't fly nowadays. They ain't gonna show that shit. But it was hilarious and entertaining when we was coming up watching it. So.
Or you watch Celebrity Deathmatch and it'd be like Marilyn Manson is undefeated.
That's what I was saying earlier. Celebrity Deathmatch. Not Bill Parcells. Fucking Jerry Jones, Bill Belichick. Make it happen, MTV.
Dude, Nick Diamond was like so unhinged on Celebrity Deathmatch. He was so crazy. He was the announcer. Him and Johnny.
Yeah, with Mills Lane as the ref.
Yep, Judge Mills Lane. Yeah,
Yeah.
Marilyn Manson was undefeated. It was a wild show.
Yeah, it was.
Sounds like a pretty wild ass show, man.
Well, I think that's it, yo.
I guess that's all we got time for, man. But I want to say before we get off the show, this tonight just felt like a vintage episode of the Gauntlet. Like,
Yeah.
if you're watching like the Gauntlet in the first days when it was just us four, and I love JJ. I actually wish he was with us tonight because JJ took Tyler's spot as like a co-host being with us every week. He's been doing that for 2 years with us now. We appreciate him, but like we just literally came together and just had fun. And that's really what it felt like tonight. This is what you saw tonight, guys, is what this show is supposed to be about. So I hope you guys all at home enjoyed the show. Tyler, thanks for popping in again. And we hope to see you guys more, like in an intro show next week.
And I just want to say one more thing: is that Bacon and Cowboy are always commenting, dude. Doors
Yeah,
always
man.
open. Doors
Yeah,
Y'all
always
don't really
open.
please, man.
We do.
Y'all don't really please. We love y'all motherfuckers, man.
And doors always open. If any of you guys want to just hop on one week,
Watch the show every week. Pop on. You don't got to turn the camera on.
We'll shoot you
like
link,
a Ben
man.
Amador, scared to show your face.
Oh, and before we get going, Tyler, because I know you love that crown. What you know about that good shit, boy?
look at you, dude.
You know about that good stuff? Yo, you ever had this?
What's
The
the
XO?
I don't think so.
XO, the extra old. That's some of the highest you can get. That's real smooth stuff.
How
yeah.
many shots does it take you to get slammed off of that? Give me a number.
That's not the shot type liquor though. It's too
not
much
a
for
shot
fucking
type,
pint.
but if you were to shoot it, probably 5 or 6, man. If you go consecutive.
6?
If you go
that many.
consecutive.
All right.
You're taking shots of premium liquor. It better not take you 6.
Oh, no, I guess it depends
I
on the
was hoping
night.
it was gonna be like
or whatever,
4.
yeah.
Dude, you're feeling pretty good after 3, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
If you got a full stomach and you had a long week, you could probably do 6.
Yeah, that's what we need to do. We need to bring back.
Even at the game.
How many are you gonna do tonight, Jack?
Oh, I'm slow sipping this one. I'm shooting tomorrow night. I'm shooting tomorrow night, though.
He's shooting more than Ben Simmons, that's for sure. But we appreciate you guys for watching the show, and we'll see you guys next week.
Gauntlet out. Good night, Canada. We need to use the Brack Show outro as our outro.